At their most basic, the affordability numbers are crushing, telling a story of a generation largely priced out of the Sonoma County dream. Demand far outstripping supply, rising home and rent prices, and home ownership receding from view for a vast majority of young adults. 2 years ago, the median home in Sonoma County was in reach of barely a quarter of residents. In the 2 years since, home prices have risen more than 10% a year, 14% last year alone. That means affordability is likely down near 20% now, and with the fires worsening the already critical housing shortage, that's heading further south fast. In fact, a recent Bay Area Council survey revealed 40% of residents would consider leaving the area, including a staggering 46% of millennials.
It's at this point just kind of an ongoing joke within anyone in our age range.
Ashley Gann Pearson and her husband recently moved back after 10 years away.
I have friends that have moved back home with their parents, and they were 30 years old now, and at 30 that's kind of ridiculous. I have friends that have 6 roommates in one house still, and again, kind of ridiculous at our age when our parents already had, their own property and everything and had families going.
I've seen the loss of young entrepreneurs, young business leaders, not just our workforce, but also really the next generation of leadership in Sonoma County.
Sonoma County Supervisor Lynda Hopkins has seen friends priced out of the area. She's helping spearhead a $300 million plus bond measure critical to leverage state and federal funds and subsidize affordable county home building.
There's this mass exodus of young families that we're seeing moving to Nevada, Texas, Oregon, Washington, pretty much anywhere with a lower cost of living. Now, having a local match enables you to actually draw down state and federal resources and really compete for some of that competitive funding that other counties now are eligible for because they do have a local match.
Even before the fires, a proposed general obligation bond was seen as an important tool to keep up with housing needs and retain young people in Sonoma County. Post-fires, they say it's nothing less than critical. These issues are a big part of what drives City Councilman and bond co-chair Jack Tibbetts.
Many of us, including myself, lived at home with our parents when we graduated from college. And then as a result, most of my friends left. They said, hey, I can go to Denver and I can be a computer programmer and buy a house for $260,000 a year.
Alexander Kulha recently returned home from Houston. He's doing everything he can to stay in a place he loves.
We've been here all our lives, and we've seen it go from a small town to a large town and kind of be displaced by people who have been here for maybe 1 or 2 years, or maybe not even from this state. And there's a little stubbornness. We kind of don't want to leave. We kind of don't want to give up the areas we've been, the parks we went to as kids.
With State Bill 2 and other funding measures before California voters this fall, estimates are each dollar raised locally through a bond would be multiplied many times.
We are paying into these funding pools at the state level. We need to be giving ourselves a tool to pull that back because for every dollar we invest locally, we can get between $4 additional dollars up to $9 additional dollars back to this jurisdiction for housing. Why would we not do that?
Tibbetts and other bond supporters say they have broad consensus post-fires that something needs to be done, and polls show a bond passing as of now.
I know for a lot of my friends and stuff, they have been priced out of the area.
For the county's young adults in particular, the bond decision may have huge consequences about whether their futures will include Sonoma County or take them out of the region. In Sonoma County, Carl Van Amberg for News of the North Bay.